Okay guys, so I'm sure you've all seen some pictures of this car already, but this is the parts car that came with it. This was literally, you had to take both in order to get the one. That was the deal. So as you can see, it's got T-boned at some point in its life. What I found up here now and all over here, plus an extra engine cover, which I'm not sure where that came from. But if you look inside, you can see how clean this is. So even the parts of it look relatively new. And you know, the fenders and the body parts that aren't missing are in pretty good shape. There is a lot of floor rust on here, but I'm kind of looking at it. I kind of feel like it's from the top down, so some water and stuff got in there over the years, and just gonna need a big cleanup. And I don't even see a spot yet where I need to patch, but there might be a couple in there. Still got the rear seat intact. It's actually got the glass here from the doors, plus under the pile of interior, we've got actually all the carpet for it. We've got the roof liner, the covers for behind the seat. We've also got the door cards and door handles and knobs and everything that was in the door, including the glass, it looks like. Just the doors themselves are missing. I've got the 4 hubcaps for it right there. And there's no front seats for it. Bit of rust there on the dash, but that's easily fixed with a little paint. The rear window is completely intact with all the chrome. And this is the engine. And you know, I'm gonna get back here and vacuum a little bit before I try anything, but everything looks complete in there. It looks to be in good shape. I was told the engine in this one was better than the engine in that one. So who knows? Maybe it is. So I figured I'm just gonna clean up a little bit in here, throw some gas in it, and see if this will start. Now this side here is all good, all the way along. In fact, it's even got that little door bumper thing on it from the dealer that's still on there. So I don't know, well, this car only shows 50,000. So I'm guessing they must have drove it for a few years and then they got into an accident and it sat in a barn the rest of the time. You know, there's a bit of like cobwebs and mouse crap here and there I'm gonna have to clean out, but all in all, other than a little bit of surface rust from sitting so long and probably having water drip on it or something, it's doing pretty good. Anyways, I'm gonna put some gas in this, clean up the engine compartment, take my battery out of my running Corvair, throw it in here, and see what happens. Okay, so I just spent the last, I don't know, half hour or so vacuuming out 50 years worth of pine needles and leaves that had somehow gotten into this thing. And just didn't want anything sitting around on the tin, because once I get this started, I'm probably going to let it run for a while and don't want a bunch of dried leaves in there. That might cause a problem. I stuck the battery from my other car over there, my other Corvair, in here. It doesn't actually fit. That one's been modified to put the battery on the other side. So, but I already cranked her over before I put some gas in it just to make sure it'd crank over, and it cranked over quite nicely. So I just put 10 liters of gas in it, and I'm going to see if I can make this thing start. Oops. I put got an old John Deere seat that was left in here. Not sure why. Anyways, covered that so I could sit on it. Now let's just see if we can get this baby to crank over. There you can see, I don't know if you can see that, it reads 56,093.2 miles actually. Now, let's just see what happens. I crank this thing over. It's probably going to take a while for the fuel to get to the carbs. Not sure if pumping on the fuel is going to do me any good. It looks like it's pushed down already. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, a little smoky, but she's smart. She started. Holy crap. 50 years in a barn and this thing still starts. Ooh, doesn't smell very good. Let's try that again. Well, it took me a little while to figure it out. The gas pedal is a little bit sticky, so I had to pump it by hand, and it's still sticky right now, so it's kind of on a high throttle. But I managed by pumping it by hand and then setting it to where I thought it was a good spot. I could get her running, so she started up. I'm just gonna decrease the throttle a little bit with the sticky pedal. And we're just gonna go have a look at the engine, see what we think. As you can see, there is a lot of oil on that first start. Blew a lot of smoke out at the beginning. There she is. Purring like a kitten. 50 years in a barn, and it still runs. So I had a hard time getting it running due to a sticky fuel pedal, gas pedal. But once I figured that out, had to pump it manually and set it where I thought was a good spot. It started up right away. It's been running now for about half an hour. It's not blowing any smoke anymore. At first it blew a lot of white smoke and then it calmed down. It's been just purring along quite nice. Sounds reasonably healthy. I got two rear flats, but in spite of that, when I put it into gear, it was able to pull forward a couple feet and pull backward a couple feet, and the brakes are right up, so I haven't seen any leaks yet. It looks like the brakes are good, and kind of feel the power drive transmission's probably okay too then. I've heard they're pretty tough. So all in all, I gotta say I'm pretty pleased with getting her running today and just hearing that engine purr over.